ఇక్కడ స్మగ్లింగ్ అనేటువంటిది, బ్లాక్ మార్కెట్ అనేటువంటిది పెద్ద ఎత్తున జరిగేటువంటి అవకాశాలు ఉంటాయి. అందులో భాగంగానే ఈ దేశంలో స్మగ్లింగ్ అనేటువంటిది చందనం సాగు మీద, చందనం మీద జరుగుతూ ఉన్నటువంటి విషయం మీ అందరికీ తెలిసిందే. అందుకే మనము కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల క్రితం హలో. సో ఈ దేశం లోపల ఏదైతే ఉత్పత్తి తక్కువ ఉంటుందో డిమాండ్ అనేటువంటిది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. అందులో భాగంగానే మన దేశంలో ఉత్పత్తి అయ్యేటువంటి ఒక చందనం సాగు అనేటువంటిది కేవలం కర్ణాటక, తమిళనాడు, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రాంతంలో విరివిరిగా దొరికేటువంటి చందనం ఇవాళ ప్రపంచ స్థాయిలో ఎంతో డిమాండ్ ఉన్నటువంటి వస్తువుగా మనం చెప్పుకోవడంలో ఏమాత్రం ఆశ్చర్యం లేదు. అందుకే మనం గతంలో ఈ యొక్క ఎర్రచందనం స్మగ్లర్ అయినటువంటి వీరప్పన్ గురించి విన్నాం. అంటే అటవీ ప్రాంతంలో పెరిగేటువంటి చందనం, ఎర్రచందనం ఉందో వివిధ రకాలైనటువంటి ఆయుర్వేదిక్ లో కానీ, వివిధ సుగంధ ద్రవ్యాల్లో కానీ పెద్ద ఎత్తున వాడేటువంటి ఈ యొక్క వస్తువు ఏదైతే ఉందో దానికి డిమాండ్ అనేటువంటిది ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. దాంట్లో భాగంగానే ప్రభుత్వాలు ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో వాటికి పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చేసి వ్యవసాయ రంగంలో కానీ లేదా వ్యవసాయ అనుబంధ రంగాల్లో కానీ ఈ చందనం సాగు చేయడం వలన రైతులు పెద్ద ఎత్తున లాభాలు గడించవచ్చు అనేటువంటి కార్యక్రమాన్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని ప్రభుత్వాలు ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో ఈ యొక్క ఎర్రచందనం సాగును పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వడం అనేటువంటి జరిగింది. అందులో భాగంగానే ఇవాళ రైతాంగం చెట్లను ఏ విధంగా అయితే పెంచుతున్నామో అదే విధంగా ఈ ఎర్రచందనం సాగు చేయడం వల్ల రైతులు ప్రత్యామ్నాయంగా దీన్ని సాగు చేయడం వల్ల పెద్ద ఎత్తున లాభాలను ఆర్జించవచ్చు అనేటువంటి దృష్టితోని ఈ అంశాన్ని మనం ఎన్నుకోవడం అనేటువంటి జరిగింది. భారతదేశంలో చందనం సాగు కల్పకు ప్రత్యామ్నాయంగా వినియోగము, విశిష్టత అనేటువంటి అంశం పైన ఇవాళ మనము డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇవాళ ఈ దేశంలో ఇలా మనం ఒకవైపు కల్పకు ప్రత్యామ్నాయం అనుకుంటూనే ఎర్రచందనం సాగు అని చందనం సాగు గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నటువంటి ఈ తరుణంలో కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వము ఒక వారం క్రితం EIA అనేటువంటి ఒక చట్టాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చింది. అంటే ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అసెస్మెంట్ అనేటువంటి ఒక చట్టాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చింది. అంటే ఈ చట్టం ప్రధానమైనటువంటి ఉద్దేశం అంటే గతం లోపల ఈ దేశంలో కానీ ఈ రాష్ట్రాల్లో కానీ ఏదైనా నూతన పరిశ్రమలు కానీ ఇతర ఏదైనా కొత్త పరిశ్రమలు కానీ ప్రాజెక్టులు కానీ స్థాపించాలంటే కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం తరఫున పర్యావరణ అనుమతులను కానీ ఇతర కాలుష్య నియంత్రణ చట్టాలను కానీ సక్రమంగా అమలు చేసేటువంటి విధానం ఈ దేశంలో ఉండేది. కానీ ఈ చట్టంలో 2020 EIA చట్టం లోపల చాలా స్పష్టంగా చెప్పుకుంటూ ఏం చెప్పారంటే ఇది ప్రపంచ దేశాలకు అనుగుణంగా లేదా ప్రపంచీకరణకు అనుగుణంగా ఈ దేశంలో ఉండేటువంటి చట్టాలను నిర్వీర్యం చేయడంలో భాగంగా ఈ చట్టాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఈ చట్టాన్ని తీసుకురావడం వల్ల కొత్త ప్రాజెక్టులు కానీ కొత్త ఇతర ఏదైనా కొత్త పరిశ్రమలను కానీ స్థాపించాలంటే నూతనంగా ఏ రకమైనటువంటి పర్మిషన్ లేకుండా ముందుగానే ఆ పరిశ్రమలను స్థాపించిన తర్వాత పర్మిషన్ తీసుకునేటువంటి అవకాశాన్ని చట్టంలో కల్పించారు. అంటే ఇది కాలుష్యానికి కానీ పర్యావరణానికి కానీ చాలా విఘాతాన్ని కలిగించేటువంటి అంశంగా నేను భావిస్తున్నాను. ఇప్పటికే ఈ దేశంలో ఇన్ని చట్టాలు ఉన్నప్పటికీ పర్యావరణాన్ని కాలుష్యాన్ని పెద్ద ఎత్తున వెదజల్లుతూ ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క ఈఐఏ అనేటువంటి ఏదైతే ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అనేటువంటి ఏదైతే చట్టం ఉందో దానివల్ల ఈ దేశంలో అనేకమైనటువంటి విధ్వంసం సృష్టించడానికి అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి ప్రభుత్వాలు తిరిగి ఒకసారి పునరాలోచించి ఈ చట్టంలో ఉండేటువంటి లొసగులను పక్కకు పెట్టేసి ఈ యొక్క పర్యావరణ పరిరక్షణ గురించి, కాలుష్య నియంత్రణ గురించి ఈ దేశంలో ఉండేటువంటి రాబో తరాలకు మంచి వాతావరణాన్ని, పర్యావరణాన్ని అందించి భావితరాలకు మంచి చేయవలసిన బాధ్యత మన ప్రజలందరిపైన, పాలకుల పైన, ప్రభుత్వాల పైన ఉంది అని చెప్పేసి నేను చాలా స్పష్టంగా చెప్పదలుచుకున్నాను. ఇందులో భాగంగానే ఇవాళ మనం ఎన్నుకున్నటువంటి ఈ అంశం గ్రోయింగ్ ఇండియన్ శాండల్వుడ్ ఆఫ్ హార్ట్ వుడ్, లవ్ ట్రీ అండ్ గ్రో వుడ్ అనేటువంటి అంశాన్ని మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఇది కొత్త సబ్జెక్ట్ అయినప్పటికీ దీని మీద డాక్టర్ ఆర్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు, సైంటిస్ట్ అండ్ హెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ వుడ్ సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ బెంగళూరు, వీరు ఈ అంశం మీద రీసెర్చ్ చేశారు. చాలా పరిశోధన పత్రాలు రాశారు. దేశ విదేశాలకు సంబంధించినటువంటి అనేక ఆర్టికల్ కూడా వీరు రచించడం అనేటువంటి జరిగింది. ఇందులో భాగంగా డాక్టర్ ఆర్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు, వారు సైంటిస్ట్ గా హెడ్ గా పనిచేస్తున్నారు. వారు ఈ అంశం మీద మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా వారిని ఆహ్వానం చేస్తున్నాం. ప్లీజ్ డాక్టర్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు. సార్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు.
Good evening to all.
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, just for small information, actually our country is known for glory of Indian sandalwood. We lost the glory, and now because of some of the efforts of most of the state governments and central governments, the growing of sandalwood is gaining momentum, and we almost lost the glory, but now we got to revert back and get this glory. In this connection, many of the farmers are coming forward to grow sandalwood. In that, some missing information making the farmer to lose the quality of growing of sandalwood. In that connection, my presentation is mainly for growing healthy sandalwood, so that there will be some expected output of the sandalwood will be getting. So that is the main thing. Moreover, policy issue is concerned. Even central government is now deeply thinking to relax totally the sandalwood cultivation in such a way that farmer can get full benefit, and they all the apprehensions of on growing sandalwood will be removed. So shall I go for my presentation? Share screen also.
Yes, sir. Share screen. So please allow us to share.
Sir, please share, allow us to share the screen.
You can share it now, sir.
So it's still okay. Now we can.
Is it okay now?
Yes, yes.
We are viewing options.
Or you have to go to the computer on this PC and open it up.
So we are still seeing your screen.
I am allowed you to share with the multiple screens, right?
PC close.
No, sir.
This is coming.
It is also facing Ramus's screen.
Okay. Are you see the my presentation?
No, we are not able to see it, sir.
This one.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. No, this one. Okay, sir. See, one important thing is, not moving down. More like this, yeah. See, many people don't have the feeling that the trees are living things. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Go ahead, go ahead.
Sir, many people, many human beings don't think that trees are living things. Please see this very hard species, eucalyptus, is somebody tied a iron rope in the around the 10 feet height, and they forgot to remove that tying. But within 4 or 5 years, the tree the tree was unable to survive and it died. And now you see, sir, in the urban areas, we can see this type of situation. See, God has given two nose for us breathing, but God has given power of all the parts of the tree to do breathing. The root has to breathe, the stem has to breathe, the bark has to breathe, and leaves are the major breathing organ. Even then, every parts of the tree has to breathe. But we won't give any breathing place to the trees to breathe. And it is the rights, then naturally, without having the capacity to breathe, the trees used to die. And you see, sir, this tree. See, when we prickle a tree or when we wound the tree starts, tearing by issuing some fluids or something. So it all indicate they also feel the pain or they are also living things. And the right side, if you see, sir, right side, if you see this tree, that small portion, we could count more than 100 nails in a single tree. How the cruel we are doing to the tree species. Now you see, sir, this is a magnified view of a tree which was bombarded with so many species.
Yeah.
So much cruel, sir. We never think that trees having life. Now you see, sir, do you think that this cavity is created by the plant bar itself? It is a small wound. Maybe somebody would have been wounded the tree in the early stage. Kindly see it. It slowly, any wound. See, we have some wound healing mechanism, and these poor trees don't have wound healing mechanism. But they have the provision of compartmentalization. What they do, I got wound. So now some pathogens are coming in. We allow a compartment so that let them live there, because they don't have the capacity to divide out it, or they don't have the capacity to kill them. So slowly, the compartmentalization increased. You see the big cavity, but the tree won't show any symptom outside. The tree shows I am green and healthy, but there won't be any wood at all. Only the tree survive by the sapwood. We all know the tree needs sapwood for its living and hardwood for strength. Actually, most of the trees, hardwood is required for us, not for it. This is another way of some trees. Even somebody keep all the waste things inside of the cavities formed due to the wound. Now you see, sir, nowadays one of the beautiful tree in our country. One of the beautiful tree, the God gift to our country, we can say teak. But we did not bother about this teak. Why? When even somebody grows a tree, they do lot of pruning. When they do pruning, they prune with the main stem. That stem, see, we won't give any plastering like us. When we got wound, some plastering, the trees are wounded like anything. That will be the entry point for these pathogens, and the tree slowly gets killed. Or there won't be any hardwood at all. That is the failure of teak plantation in our country mainly. Now you see, sir, we see neem is one of the wonderful tree, and it can tolerate anything. Kindly see, because of the regular cutting wound in a roadside plantation, the tree wants to protect its body to its level best, but sometimes it can't try to protect its wound and it dies. Now come to this is also neem tree. Neem tree, see the cavities. If you pour water comes through the other hole. That way there is a big wound, And these are the things that the tree generally, it is 100% sure that these wounds are not created by the tree itself. It is all man-made wounds. Now you see, sir, now, okay, now most of the governments relax the rule for growing sandalwood. But when this sandalwood is growing, naturally sandalwood is a hemiparasite. It can't be grown alone because it needs some host. The host may be primary host, intermediate or secondary host, and permanent host. But that way, the sandal is one of the tree species which increases biodiversity. But when the farmers grow the sandalwood, they are also doing the practice of pruning on sandalwood. Why? See, this is what you are seeing is moringa. You know, we prune moringa regularly. What is the purpose of pruning moringa? Mainly to get the fruits and leaves in the lower height so that we can harvest them easily. Am I correct, sir? The same way, if you see this moringa, if you leave a moringa without pruning, it can grow as a big tree. But generally, we won't allow any moringa to grow to this as a big tree because we need a leaves regularly. We need a fruits to be harvested in a comfortable height. In the same way, traditionally early days in villages, we used to get wild mangoes. They make you 1 or 2 fruits, and people used to climb with hard energy and get 1 or 2 fruits. But to avoid these things, the science developed to have a very dark variety. Even in the dark variety, we prune them so that all the fruits will come in the lower height. This is all for our convenience. And same way, otherwise, the wild trees, mango tree will grow as a big tree, and the wood can be used for any construction purpose. Now you see, sir, this mulberry. Many of the people don't know mulberry is a tree. Many students are younger, they said, sir, mulberry is a small herb, sir. Why it is a herb? Because we used to cut them. The purpose is to get more leaves. So that ladies or anybody can pluck the leaves and rear the silkworm very nicely. In the same way, if you leave the mulberry without cutting, it also grows as a big tree. So now you see, sir, sandal as a tree, if you are not disturbed, it will grow as a very good tree with a straight bole. Kindly see that how in a competitive environment with other species also, the tree grows straight. These are some of the examples in natural forest, how the tree is grown straight. Kindly see, sir. So anywhere, even in a competition, the tree says, I want to go straight only. I want to go straight only. The sandal grows straight. These are some of the beautiful trees of Marayur sandalwood forest, where nobody pruned the tree, nobody made any wound on the tree except that numbering. Numbering of the trees also damaged the tree. Other than that, the trees in the natural habitats are very healthy, except the wound made by numbering the plants. Now you see, sir, how the trees are sensitive. When a climber itself climb the sandalwood, there is a marking because that climber tied area the tree can't grow. There is a marking. Kindly see, sir, the climber grown on the sandalwood and there is a marking. And even you see the iron barbed wire touched on the sandalwood, there is a wood because of the rubbing of the barbed wire. Now you see, sir, very simple examples. Why the tree is not having any wound healing mechanism? This is an example. So forest department, for the sake of protecting the trees, they made a numbering area. Even that area, you see that the tree is unable to cover and heal the wound. So in the due course of time, weathering effect, and it will slowly dries up. It allow the entry of the fungus. It allow the entry of the termites, and totally it's affect the health of the tree. And you see, sir, how much the trees lost the glory of heartwood. We wanted the heartwood. There won't be any heartwood at all. That way, the tree is getting damaged by very small wounds. These are more than 100 years old tree. Each tree may fetch more than 1 crore rupee. But naturally, I mean, because of these wounds, there is no heartwood at all. That is a great loss for us. These are some of the damages, maybe sometimes numbering, sometimes wind, all lead to any mechanical damage in a tree leads to formation of entry of the pathogens, decay slowly, and total heartwood can be eaten off. These are some of the examples how when the tree gets termite damage coupled with the biodegrading fungus, the tree loses its strength and breaks by the wind. Now these are some examples. In a tree itself, the cavities, decay cavity are so big. The mother tree, in the mother tree cavity, a seed fallen and the seed is germinating. That extent wounds are enlarged as a big decay cavity. Now this is ultimately when we harvest the wood, we'll get this type of things. You see, there is a great loss of hardwood. These are some of the examples how they extracted hardwoods, having less hardwood and mostly eaten by the biodegrading agents. Some of the structure species. In many cases, more than 75% of the wood lost only because of the wounds on trees. Now you see, come to the sandal cultivation, we get nursery raisins, and you see, compared to any other seedling, sandal has the capacity or has a willingness to grow straight. How please see, sir, how the sandal seedlings grow straight. And you see, when you plant also, if you are not disturbing it, if the main growing tip is not damaged, unless the growing tip is not damaged, it will grow straight. And these are the examples how a tree in a competitive environment also it grows straight. Now these are some of the examples. Sandal always like to grow straight. Please see, even in a base of trees also it grows straight. Now you see, sir, when a tree is pruned, or when some other factor like we are pruning and there is a water logging, generally the tree dies. The tree can't. Pruning makes the plant to undergo extreme stress. So even small water logging, the tree can't survive. The tree dies. And when a tree waterlogging is there, means there are some fungal pathogens that will attack the collar region and get the trees killed. And even see, the sandal is very sensitive to fire. Even somebody put a fire about 10-20 feet, the tree dies. So it is very sensitive to fire also. And sometimes very scorching sunlight. That's what, when there is a scorching sunlight also, sandal need a little bit of shade. That's what, it need a host plant, need protection. And even when a climber cover it, the tree, that the very beautiful sandal tree is covered by a climber which is unable to grow more. This is also the hailstorms. Sometimes the hailstorms also very dangerous to our sandalwood. It will remove the bark and sometimes it kill the trees also. Now you see, sir, one of the wrong habit followed by agricultural, horticultural people who advise to the farmer, you prune the sandalwood tree. So why they are advising the farmers to prune? They have the habit of pruning all agricultural crops like moringa. They have to advise to prune, mulberry to prune, then mango to prune. So the habit is propagating this forestry species also. When the tree is pruned, please see, sir. When a tree is pruned, sandal is pruned, it loses its balance to stand erect. Then people are forced to give support. Then that's when the support dries, it attracts termites. Now you see, sir, some people after doing severe pruning, what they do, they tie the plant with the supporting stick. Then many times the point of cutting will be a breaking point. When small wind comes, it breaks. And you see, sir, this is the way it falls also. These are some of the effects. See, when they prune the trees, at the bottom, the tree takes a umbrella-like shape. Then any small speed of wind make the tree to fall. And these are some of the damages caused only due to pruning. Even when they do small pruning, the tree loses its shape and it will grow this side and that side and it will break. Now you see, sir, how people are cruel to sandalwood. They pruned in such a way that you please see what quality or quantum of the wood we will be getting from this type of pruned sandal tree. We won't get even a 1% wood. Now see, sir, now we know every year global warming, temperature is increasing, the tree needs more water, but that time when the summer, if the severely pruned trees dies. And many farmers are facing the problem of death of the trees. Now you see, sir, very healthy plantation. But since they do pruning, the top gets broken. Top gets broken and again the tree try to grow. Now sometimes these are the examples. The tree is in tremendous stress due to pruning. So their leaves are very small. The flower is very small and there will be premature setting of the fruits. Now see, sometimes the trees start drying from the top, and before complete dying, if there is any rain occur or any some water occur, it will start again sprouting from the bottom. Now these are so much big branches people are pruning. And ultimately, I could see death in many plantations. Farmers are unable to understand why the trees are dying. No other reason, because the sandal is very resistant to most of the pest and diseases, but it is very vulnerable to our mechanical cutting. Kindly see, sir, how the trees are in stress and they are dying. And this person sent me image, sir, my tree is dying. This person sent the image of this photo and said, sir, my trees are sandalwood is dying. What is the problem? No doubt, the trees are killed by himself only. Most of the trees, wrong practices. One farmer in Kanigiri lost almost more than 1,000 trees only due to severe pruning. So this is an example, even that numbering, when we damage small portion of the bark to numbering also, the tree is unable to heal it and recover from the wound. So these are the ways. This happens when a rainy season, when a farmer prune the tree, the decay fungi enter and multiply in such a way that they make whole core of the heartwood empty. And sometimes when the rain comes, water goes from this top hole and water comes from the bottom. That extended the whole, the tree will be make a center pipe like this. And ultimately, then what type of wood we will get? Kindly see what type of wood we are getting from such trees. It is not at all a quality heartwood. Please see. And this type of wood will get when the tree is pruned, because we don't know how many pathogens entered inside and how many times people would put pesticides. That is also not advisable, because sandalwood is a medicinal plant. We should not use any pesticides in the sandalwood cultivation. So this type of, ultimately we'll get products like this. And you know, very interestingly, when a tree is cut or pruned, many insects use that cut end to lay eggs and comfortably live compared to healthy trees, because we ourselves made a cut wound and that wound is used by insects. And that's what there will be severe outbreak of insects in many cases. And you see, these are the insects more in the plantation which experiences pruning. Otherwise, when there is no pruning, there will be less incidence of any insects like these insects, Interbilla coordinatata, common pest. But when we do pruning, the incidence of these insects are more. Other insect, this Aristobia octofasciculata, this insect is very particular to sandal and it feeds only on the heartwood of the sandal. So when we do cutting, you can get more incidence of this pest. And this very early stage also, people do pruning and this insect, Jujura coffee, very, very commonly attacking the trees which are wounded. Now you see, then ultimately, this is a tree, actually it was cut by a thief. When the thief cut, even thief did not get any heartwood, and the owner also did not get hardwood because it is already eaten by the fungus and insects. Now, why this happening? When you do pruning, you are not allowing the existence of any useful organisms. These are the dragonflies. When the tree grows with all its small side branches and flourish nicely, that attract these useful insects, which come and visit and search for small insects and eat it. There are so many useful insects, these damselflies, very beautiful predators. They are totally carnivorous. They eat only other insects. So all the small pests will be kept under control. This is also beautiful predator. In agriculture, people are mass multiplying and producing that field chrysopa. They are also, when we are not pruning, they find themselves live in the sandal and they control the other insects. This is all we know, this praying mantids, very beautiful predators, very beautiful. They nobody can recognize their presence on the tree, but when an insect comes, they'll feed on it. Then these coccinellids, these are also one of the good predators. They feed on the other insects, totally carnivorous. And you can see very variety of the spider. The spiders need a small little bit hiding environment. So when the tree is pruned, we are exposing them. No spider can survive. But when you are not pruned, the tree supports this type of spider. And spider keep all the insects eating and they keep them under control. Can you see how they are eating small insect they eat? And when there is a healthy growth, we can get lot of pollinators also. Now you see, sir, one of the aspects, people cut these bigger branches. You see the heartwood already formed. The heartwood is already formed. Even they are cutting and throwing in the side branches. And there is one assumption is that people feel that there won't be heartwood formation in the side branches. No. Every branch will get to develop heartwood if after some size. This is an example. See, sir, two side branches having heartwood. And here also same thing, one branch splitted, both things are having heartwood. Now you see, sir, these are the cut branches in Marayur. All small branches having heartwood. That's, see, in Marayur, up to 2 centimeter girth branches they won't throw because they know up to 2 centimeter girth there will be heartwood. So they store this even small side branches, and there are people to sieve it and get the heartwood. And you see, sir, these are the heartwood from small branches. Beautiful. You see, even small branches, heartwood, very nicely collected things. So we should not. My request to all the farmers who are growing sandalwood is, if they really need a healthy sandalwood plantation to hurt heartwood, they should not prune the plants. If they do pruning, the chance of getting heartwood, the loss of heartwood will be more. And why even small loss will be very serious, because kindly see, this is the rate of a product marketed by Kerala Forest Department. In 2017, there is a 10 gram sandalwood oil is 3,000 rupees. That means 300 rupees per gram of sandalwood oil. This in 2017, which increased to kindly see, in 2019, there is a advertisement from Dabur Chandanka oil. They put the rate of 7,400 rupees per 500 ml. Kindly see, when this amount, when the rates are increasing this way, and we are losing heartwood. Kindly see how the rates are increasing within a year of 2 years. No, that's what I want. See, a tree, I want to listen to the words of a tree. Every day I supply oxygen for up to 4 people. Don't you think I am worth saving? I clean the air you breathe. I can do that for your children too, if you let me live. So this is my simple request to all the farmers or all the land members like you to disseminate this knowledge to the farmer. Kindly tell, we are not growing sandalwood for leaves. We are not growing sandalwood for its branches. We are not growing sandalwood for its fruits. We are growing sandalwood for its hardwood and oil. Not like any other agriculture or horticultural crops. So kindly don't do prune. You love the tree like a child. Allow them to grow nicely and get your heart.
I want to know what is softwood and hardwood, and what is hardwood and hardwood.
Sir, Swati Misra asked me, sir, okay, before I go to the questions asked, if you have any doubt on this aspect, kindly, I'm ready to explain, answer your questions. Sir.
Yeah, you please after your talk is over, we will ask the questions. Then only we will you will make a note of them and you can kindly answer them, Doctor.
Now my talk is almost over, sir. Now discussion part. Anything you can ask.
Okay. Right. Srinivasa, can you ask Nagavikram stars to speak, sir, please?
Otherwise, there are already some questions has come. Shall I answer that?
Yeah, please answer that.
There are one question. What is hardwood and hardwood? Okay, sir. There is one question. What is hardwood and what is hardwood? Okay, sir. Sir, please listen a little bit carefully. In the plant kingdom, there are two main types. One is angiosperms. Other one is gymnosperms. Okay, sir. Gymnosperms, the fans.
One second, sir. Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir. My presentation works, sir.
Can you close the screen, sir?
Stop share.
Yeah.
So, shall I explain this question, sir?
Please go ahead.
Sir, the question is, what is the difference between hardwood and hardwood? Okay, sir. So, what is hardwood? In the plant kingdom, there is flowering plants and non-flowering plants. So, the flowering plants are comes under subkingdom angiosperms, and the non-flowering plants comes under gymnosperms. The wood from gymnosperms, non-flowering plants like fans, this pinus, all are coniferous trees. All coniferous trees are commonly known as softwood. The wood from flowering plants, angiosperms, are hardwoods. And don't confuse hardwood and hardwood. There are two main classifications. One is hardwood, other one is softwood. The wood from pinus, coniferous trees are softwood. The wood from flowering plants like our coconut tree, teak, they are commonly known as hardwood. Clear, sir? Now come to what is sapwood, what is hardwood. Okay, sir? Now the difference in the hardwood and sapwood is present only in hardwood species. Clear? The difference of sapwood and hardwood will be visible only in hardwood species like our teak, mango, coconut. These are all hardwood species. There you can see the living tissue. The living wood is sapwood. The central core wood is hardwood. Clear, sir? Am I clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
So don't confuse hardwood with hardwood. Okay, the main classification is softwood, hardwood. In the hardwood species, there are in a tree, sapwood is the peripheral side and central wood is hardwood. Clear? Then another question is
EIA 2020 impact on sandalwood.
Sir, actually now government EIA, environmental impact assessment, I think it is not much related to our sandalwood because sandalwood is very environmental friendly tree species in the sense that it encourages biodiversity. Okay, why? Small hemiparasitic nature, it is little bit parasitic nature, and that encourages the farmer to grow with along with any other crops. particularly like a primary host, we will give red gram. Okay, red gram is red gram, and you allow the intermediate agriculture, horticulture. Like most of the time, the intermediate host is a fruit trees. People are growing sandalwood with the mango, then moringa. You name any fruit tree species, it can be grown with the sandalwood. And as a permanent tree, permanent host also, it can be grown with any tree species. So we scientists recommend the people to grow with that as a tree species. They can grow with the native tree species of that region. Suppose in Andhra there is a teak is growing very nicely, means they can take sandal cultivation along with the teak. They got no need to take coconut tree and introduce in that area. So always permanent host should be a tree of that region. And it is a farmer choice. Which farmer, what is the choice? He can grow with the sandalwood.
Okay, I have a question from James Prashant. He will ask, please answer that question.
Please, please.
James, you go ahead.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Sundarraj, thank you so much for your presentation and your perspective on plants. Actually, my perspective has entirely changed after looking at all the pictures you have seen. And now I see the plant life entirely different. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge with us. My question is, your institute, I mean, if we want to get saplings, will your institute supply them? Where should we go? Because other things we know, we have a forest department here in Andhra Pradesh. We can get them, but sandalwood, we are told that you will get arrested if you grow them and all that. And is this a state subject or a central subject, the control of sandalwood, and who should we go to for this?
Sir, it is totally under state subject. Okay. As far as the growing and harvesting is concerned, it is totally under state subject. Central government comes only in the rule of export. Okay, sir. Now, like except Kerala, like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, these governments got some restrictions, but they also relaxed totally. Now every common man grows sandalwood in their own land and own that sandalwood. Okay, that rule is very clear. Now, why this central government is coming only in the point of export? Okay, as of now, all you know, nobody can export sandalwood. People can export only sandalwood oil. Okay, so am I clear, sir?
Yes, sir. And regarding the supply of saplings,
sir, seedlings, sir. Sir, some wrong concept is with the minds of the people. Okay, sir. Now see, our institute raises seedlings. And we are mainly a research organization. So we need, if somebody booked in advance, at least 1 year advance, with advance payment, we will raise the seedlings for that purpose. Otherwise, most of the forestry departments have the mandate to develop seedlings and meet the social forestry programs. Okay, sir. Now you see, there is a question whether all the seedlings are equal quality. That question is in the common mind of the people. Now, sir, it is a tree species. So far, we can't say that this tree is good, that tree is not good. Okay, it is a nature. All the trees are good, but we recommend people to collect seeds from at least 5-year-old trees. Okay, not from very early trees. And even old trees like Marayur, the trees are more than 150 years old. But even you can get the same quality of growing seedlings and healthy seedlings from the 5-year-old seed tree or 150-year-old tree. And nowadays, supply of seedling is not an issue. There are many beautiful nurseries are coming up. Only thing is we have to see whether the health of the seedlings are very good at the time of buying. And people should select seedlings of 1 to 1.5 or maximum 2 feet height of the seedling. Beyond that, we should not buy the seedlings. So seedling supply is not an issue at all. In Karnataka, there is one Kolar Forest Nursery. They raise at least 5 to 6 lakh seedlings per year, and they are supplying to the whole farmer of Karnataka. And the mandate requirement for the farmer is they should own farmland in their own farmland. And number two, they should show their Aadhaar card. With these things, they are selling at the rate of 3 rupees per seedlings. But I don't know, this same concept is there in Telangana and Andhra, I don't know. But in Karnataka, it is beautifully placed, 3 rupees seedlings, state forest these seedlings.
One more question from Kranti Kumar. Are you ready to take it, sir?
Please, sir, please, sir.
Yeah. Kranti.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, Dr. Sundar sir. It was really nice listening to you. It's a pure technical subject, but then actually, in fact, I had my own exposure with respect to watershed management from NIRD. So that is the reason it's not completely Greek and Latin for me. Okay, keeping that aside, sir, I have a couple of questions for you. One is the kind of what are the bottlenecks with respect to the policy, government policy, because we don't see much of private cultivation, private individuals cultivating it, because if they cultivate also, they are not supposed to cut it or sell it. They have to inform the forest department, and they have to come and they have to take the sapling. I believe they will, after cutting the cost of transporting the tree, the remaining amount would be paid to the private individual. So I believe this is the whole process. So I believe this is one issue with respect to the policy, which is not motivating private individuals to cultivate it, because they are not supposed to sell it in the open market, wherein they will have some kind of an advantage, because Indian sandalwood, I believe, has highest percentage of santalol
Yes,
as
yes,
compared to the Australian sandalwood.
yes.
So in that sense, we were in fact like compared to one place in France where the essence, I mean, perfumes are actually prepared. So Kanoj was one place which was compared with that place in France. But right now, Kanoj has completely lost its glory, and we are not at all actually exporting sandalwood oil. In fact, we have become net importers,
Yes,
if I'm
yes,
correct. Yes, yes.
yes.
So obviously, there is some issue with the with respect to the policy. So you being experienced in that, and you being in that institute, premier institute, so from your end, what could be the policy changes which government can
Do it. Sir, a nice question. Actually, sir, earlier, see, if you,
some issue? I believe forest comes under the concurrent list.
yes, yes, yes. Now,
Yes.
see, sir, till 2000, I can say 2001, traditionally, it is a royal tree, it is a state tree, it is a government tree. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, yes, sir.
Even a tree grown in my own land, it is a government property. And not only that way, if the tree grown in my land, if some smuggler has cut it, I got to go to jail. Okay, sir?
Yes, yes.
Because the tree grown, give a tree grown my area, I got to give protection. Okay, this is
You are responsible for its security. Yes.
Yes, sir. And the beauty of this, the worst part of this situation is, sir, the sandal, the neem you might be knowing, sir. The birds eat the neem fruits, and wherever they go, and the rest and do the fecal matter, that when the seed falls, it will germinate.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. The same way, the sandal is also the same way, sir. It to regenerate like anything. So when the birds eat the fruits and go to and it disperse and it grows, germination. So the earlier days, if any seedlings coming up in my land or any farmer land, what they do, they'll remove in the very early stage and throw. You understood that?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Suppose even in my case also, if a seedlings come to my land and growing, I will take what I feel. So if it grows, it is the responsibility myself to give protection. So remove them in the early stage itself. This was happening. This was happening years to years and years. Now the sandal, India lost our glory, and it is a list of IUCN vulnerable list. And
yes, yes.
2006 state government Karnataka and Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. These two are the actually, sir. This Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. These two states are contributing 90% of the sandalwood production in our country.
In fact, Tamil Nadu has crossed Karnataka also, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
but
sir,
now both the states lost the glory, and there is a case in between Udupi Mutt and Karnataka Forest Department. I think when in the early stage there is an agreement from between these two, Udupi Mutt and Kannada Forest Department. They have to supply around 1,092 kg of sandalwood every year to Tamil purpose. Now they are unable to give the committed wood. So that test and has come to the stage. Now these two governments relax the rule in such a that anybody can grow and own sandalwood in their land. You are correct. There is a little bit of restriction at the time of harvesting. The requirement is they have to prove that the tree is grown in their own land, and they got to get the permission from the concerned DFO. For that, the range forest officer will come, examine it, and get clearance, and they'll get only the processing fees. It is not more than 2 to 3%, and now more than 95% of the income will come to the concerned farmer.
Sir, don't you feel because we are highly restricting the cultivation of it?
Sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, since we are actually restricting, the government is restricting the cultivation of it.
Sir,
It has become vulnerable and is in the red list of IUCN.
100%, sir. See, had it like a mango, like had
Yes.
permission was gone to farmer like mango growing, coconut tree growing. Now India would have been flourished with the sandalwood. Okay, now government are realized now only. Now they said that they can't be the custodian of sandalwood. They can't do anything, and now they are given freedom. They understood the mistake. Now
Yes.
why this little bit restriction government is making? Because sandal, sir, after 7th and 8th year, there will be smuggling, illegal cutting, theft will be the dangerous things. For that, they are keeping a control. That is also welcome, sir. Otherwise, no farmer can grow and harvest it. Somebody will come and harvest it.
Okay. Right, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
ఓకే
Today,
వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడేమంటారు సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో నౌ కాలపాన్
మాట్లాడుతున్నా జయదేవుని అష్టపది అందరికీ నమస్కారం. జయదేవుని అష్టపదుల చందన చర్చిత నీల కలేవర పీతవసనవన మాలి అంటే చందనము పూర్వకాలం నుంచి శరీరానికి రాసుకునే అలవాటు భారతీయులున్నది. మన తెలుగులో గీతం ఉన్న వీరగంధము తెచ్చినారము వీరులెవరో తెలుపుడి. ఇట్లా సాహిత్యంలో చందనం విషయంలో అనేకమైన విషయాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఇదే చందనము వైద్యపరంగా అత్యుత్తమమైన ఒక ప్రక్రియ. శీతలం చేస్తుంది, శరీరాన్ని చల్లబరిచేందుకు చందనం ఒక అత్యుత్తమమైన అది. కాబట్టి శరీరంలో వేడి పెరిగినప్పుడు చందనం రాసుకోవడం భారతీయుల సంప్రదాయం. గంధంతో అందం, శరీరం యొక్క అందాన్ని పెంపొందించేందుకు చందనం రాసుకునేవాళ్ళు. తర్వాత మూత్ర సంబంధించిన అంటే శరీరంలో మూత్రంలో ఇన్ఫెక్షన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు చందనం అంటే చందనాసవ వాడేవాళ్ళు. చందనాది తైలం భారతీయులు తరతరాల నుంచి వాడుతున్నారు. ఇట్లా భారతీయులు చందనంతో అవినాభావ సంబంధం. సాధారణంగా చందనం పూర్వకాలంలో మలయజ అంటే మలయ పర్వతాలు కర్ణాటక బార్డర్లా ఎక్కువ పెరిగేది. క్రమంగా అది భారతదేశం అంతా విస్తరించింది. కేవలం కర్ణాటక, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, తమిళనాడే, కేరళ కాక నేను జబల్పూర్లో కూడా వచ్చిన పెద్ద పెద్ద మహావృక్షాలు గుజరాత్లో ఉన్నాయి. తెలంగాణలో చాలా దిక్కుల చందనం చెట్లు ఉన్నాయి, పెద్ద చెట్లు కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ఈ మధ్య అక్కడక్కడ హుజరాబాద్ అక్కడ చాలా దిక్కులల్లో శ్రీగంధాన్ని ఎక్కువ సాగు చేస్తాను. శ్రీగంధం అనేది భారతదేశ ఆర్థిక పరిస్థితిని మెరుగుపరిచేందుకు ఒక ముఖ్యమైన అంశం. శ్రీగంధం భారతదేశంలో హిమాలయ పర్వతాలు తప్ప అన్ని వాతావరణముల అన్ని నేలలల్లా వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి కర్ణాటకలో కొద్దిగా దాని ఆయిల్ పర్సెంట్ ఏమైనా ఎక్కువ వస్తుందో తెలియదు. కానీ చాలా మందిలో ఒక భ్రమ ఏమిటంటే ఇది ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క అనుమతి అవసరం అని చాలా మంది భావిస్తారు. ఒక కర్ణాటక తప్ప భారతదేశంలో శ్రీగంధం పెట్టేందుకు ప్రభుత్వ అనుమతి అక్కర్లేదు. దాన్ని కొట్టి అమ్మేందుకు మాత్రం ప్రభుత్వ అనుమతి అవసరం. ఇది అన్ని చెట్లకు ఉన్నది. వాటా చట్టం వచ్చిన తర్వాత అనేక చెట్లు కూడా దీని పరిధిలోనికి వచ్చినాయి. కాబట్టి చందనం దానికి పెట్టుకునేందుకు ప్రభుత్వ అనుమతి పెద్ద అవసరం లేదు. ఇంకా ప్రభుత్వం ఆ మధ్యనైతే 1,00,000 రూపాయలు బ్యాంకు ద్వారా దాన్ని రుణం పొందే అవకాశంలో 70% సబ్సిడీ ఉండే. ఇప్పుడు అది ఉన్నదా లేదా మరి పెద్దలు చెప్పాలి. కాబట్టి ఈ చందనం అనేది ప్రపంచానికి ఎంత చందనం అవసరం ఉన్నదో కేవలం భారతదేశం ఇంకొక చుట్టుపక్కల 3-4 దేశాల నుంచే చందనం ఉత్పత్తి ఉన్నది. కాబట్టి 75% చందనం షార్టేజ్ ఉన్నది. కాబట్టి ఇప్పటి చందనానికి ఇంకా 2 రెట్లు 3 రెట్లు పెంచినా కూడా ఆ కొరత అనేది అది ఎక్సెస్ అనేది రాదు. కాబట్టి భారతదేశ ఆర్థిక వృద్ధి కొరకు చందనం ఖరీదు చాలా ఎక్కువ. చందనము 5 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో 1 కిలో హార్డ్ అంటే చేవ వస్తుంది. 10 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో 3 కిలోలు వస్తుంది. 15 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో 5 కిలోలు వస్తుంది, 10 కిలోలు వస్తుంది. 20 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో 20 కిలోలు. సుమారుగా సేలం మార్కెట్లో దీని ధర 8,000 నుంచి 10,000 కిలో ధర ఉన్నది. కాబట్టి ఇంత విలువైన చందనాన్ని ఎక్స్పోర్ట్కు అవకాశం, ముఖ్యంగా గల్ఫ్ దేశాలకు, అరబ్ దేశాలకు ఈ చందనం ఎక్కువ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ అవుతుంది. దీని నూనె కూడా ఖరీదైనది. సుమారుగా కిలో ఇప్పటి ధర ఎంతో తెలియదు కానీ ఆ మధ్య 5 లక్షల రూపాయల కిలో ఉండే. సరే, అప్ అండ్ డౌన్స్ ఉంటాయి. తెలంగాణలో మాత్రం ఇప్పటికి కూడా చాలా దిక్కులో కామారెడ్డి ప్రాంతంలో పెద్ద పెద్ద అంటే 10 ఏళ్ళు, 15 ఏళ్ళు, 20 ఏళ్ళ వృక్షాలు రైతు పొలాలు ఉన్నాయి. అవి ఎవరికి అమ్ముకోవాలో తెలియదు. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ వరంగల్ జిల్లాలో కూడా చాలా దిక్కులు ఉన్నాయి. తెలంగాణ ప్రాంతంలో 20 ఏళ్ల కింద ఎవరో చెట్లు అమ్మిండు. ఆ ఫలితాలు ఇప్పుడు చాలా దిక్కులో 20-25 ఏళ్ళ చందనం చెట్లు ఉన్నాయి. కరీంనగర్లో చాలా ఉండే. ఈ విధంగా ఈ చందనం యొక్క కర్రను ప్రభుత్వం కూడా, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం ప్రోత్సహిస్తుంది. దీన్ని ఇంకా ముందుకు తీసుకుపోవాల్సిన అవసరం స్వచ్ఛంద సంస్థలు, తెలంగాణ నర్సరీ, వరంగల్ జిల్లాలో పెద్ద తెలంగాణ నర్సరీ తెలంగాణకు సప్లై చేసేంత చందనం మొక్కలు పెంచుతాను, పెద్ద నర్సరీ. కాబట్టి మనం ఈ చందనాన్ని 1 చెట్టు నుంచి 10 చెట్ల నుంచి 100 చెట్ల నుంచి ఎకరం ఇట్లా ఎంతైనా పెంచే అవకాశం ఉన్నది. ఇక చందన ఒకటేనా లేదంటే ఎర్ర చందనం దీనిలో ఇంక్లూడ్ అవుతుందో కాదో నాకు తెలియదు. కాబట్టి దాన్ని వదిలేస్తాం. రెండవది కనరు గంధం అని తెలంగాణ ప్రాంతంలో ఇంకో గంధం చెట్టు ఉన్నది. దాని ఉపయోగాలు, దానికి ఇటువంటి లక్షణాలు ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయా పరిశోధకులు ఇంకా దీన్ని అధ్యయవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. ఉంటాను.
Sir, Sundaraj sir, there is one question from Sushmita.
Please.
I believe she's having some network problems, so she's not coming online, but she's left a question here. There is a method where cavity of a trees are filled with waxes to avoid the entry of predator. Whether this method will help a plant to grow or even it will destroy the hardwood of the tree.
Sir, it is a nice question. Sir, that's what I told you, sir. Not like us. We have no. See, God is very great. Please see, sir. If anybody is having asthma problem, you can understand the importance of mouth and nose. Okay, the asthmatic patients, when their nose is blocked, they can breathe through the mouth. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
And you see the eyes, only we got 2 eyes, and ear we got 2 ears. But God knows when people get problem with this nose block or asthmatic problem, He allowed the mouth also to take the air. God is so great. Now you see, sir, we have this option of using both nose and the mouth for breathing. But the tree, as a tree, the whole tree needs to be breathing, needs to breathe. That's what the root, you suppose, under the soil. Why people used to do hoeing and expose the soil, loosen the soil in a tree or any crop? The tree, the earth also should get sufficient air so that the root of every tree to breathe. Now, so this is the physiology of the trees. Every parts of the tree needs breathing. Number 1. Now, if you want to check it, you apply some tar or something to the main stem of a tree around some 5-6 feet. The tree dies because the 5-6 feet area where you are putting the total tar, the tree can't breathe and the tree dies. Okay, now we come to wax, sir. Why you want to wound a plant and put the wax? Then how many times you can put the wax? How many years the wax will be effective to prevent the your entry point of the pathogens? I am repeatedly telling that trees don't have any wound killing mechanism like us, sir. It has a mechanism of compartmentalization. It without any option, it allows the pathogen to survey in its body and it gives some area for that. And slowly the area of the pathogens increases, the tree loses its health. So wax will, since we are putting the wax in the particular wounded region, okay, it will work for that till the wax is effective, it will work. But nobody can guarantee that the wax will work for ever.
Okay, Sushmita, are you there? You can you ask him any more questions? Hello? Yeah, well, there's one more question from Navina.
Please, sir.
Whether the sandalwood seedlings are sold only to farmers or common citizens also? If so, after getting sandalwood seedlings to grow, that tree, government permission is required, except farmers who can grow sandalwood tree.
Sir, anybody can grow. Now, many corporate bodies are, somebody was reading Karimnagar, and many, I think I have seen in Telangana, many farmers are taking sandalwood plantations. Anybody can grow. Why told social forestry wing of the forestry department sells in a subsidized rate at the rate of 3 rupees to the farmer who is having old land. Okay, with the Aadhaar card to certify that he is a farmer. Okay, for to get the seedlings at the subsidized rate of 3 rupees. Otherwise, anybody can buy. It is about 35 to 40 rupees. Depends upon the supplier. You can buy it and grow it. Only at the time of harvesting, you should show that the land is US land. That's all.
Okay. Sir, you got
I'm clear, sir.
Oh, yeah, you are clear. You're unmute clear.
ఓకే సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఇంకెవరైనా మిత్రులు మాట్లాడేవారు ప్లీజ్
Thank you, sir.
ఎనీబడి
Any aspects related to sandal, I am welcome to answer, sir. Any things related to sandal.
Okay. Ashok Kumar, yeah.
అశోక్ కుమార్ గారు
Unmute చేసుకున్నారు.
ఉండు అశోక్ కుమార్ గారు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి ప్లీజ్ అశోక్ కుమార్ గారు అశోక్ కుమార్ సార్
ప్రవీణ్ సార్.
ప్రవీణ్ సాగర్ ప్లీజ్ ప్రవీణ్ సాగర్ అన్మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ yes
అందరికి గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
యా
మై క్వశ్చన్ టు డాక్టర్ ప్రొఫెసర్ గారు
ప్లీజ్
చెప్పిండ్రు.
యా
అయితే మై క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్ లైక్ మనకు యాక్చువల్ గా తెలంగాణ రిలేటెడ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. మనకు అరౌండ్ 50% రెడ్ సాయిల్ ఉంది, 25% బ్లాక్ సాయిల్ ఉంది, రిమైనింగ్ 25 మిగతా అన్ని సాయిల్స్ కలిపి ఉంది తెలంగాణ ఏరియా. సో ఈ శాండల్వుడ్ కల్టివేషన్ కి మన తెలంగాణ ఎంతవరకు సూట్ అవుతుంది? ఐ మీన్ హౌ మచ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సూటబుల్? that kind of cultivation or crop is suitable for this Telangana part of agriculture. And the another question is like here the rice and cotton are major contributors, like farmers are focusing more on these two crops. So if we go to this alternative cropping of sandalwood,
సార్ ఒక్కసారి ఫోన్ ఇవ్వండి, నేను అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి పంపిస్తాను.
ప్లీజ్ గో.
Yeah. It has medical values as well as like a cosmetic kind of thing. So can Telangana farmers afford on the sandalwood keeping rice and cotton crops aside? The yielding of sandalwood takes around 10 years to 15 years. Hybrid variety. Regular variety which grows naturally takes around 30 years. I have seen it in the internet. So, I mean, can a farmer wait for 10 years or 15 years? I mean, in this busy world, everything is getting fast, even also.
Sir, one thing I have to tell you. First, your statement is 50% red soil, 25%. See, this 50% red soil area, wherever there is absolutely very fine for sandalwood cultivation. Okay, sir. There are some areas, even in a black soil, total black soil is not good for sandal. Okay. Even in that area, if you do little bit amendment with red soil, sandal can be grown. Okay. So Telangana, in most of the areas, sandal is growing nicely. Now, other question is, don't see, I don't encourage you, see, sandalwood you can use in grow in wastelands or where there is a little water shortage. I don't want to encourage a farmer to grow in a rice field. Okay, sir. But you can think of, if there is a shortage of water, you can support rice. 100% you can grow sandalwood.
ఒక్క నిమిషం మాట్లాడొచ్చునండి.
రైట్
నేనేనా?
ప్లీజ్ నాగభూషణం గారు.
చందనం పెట్టేందుకు రైతులు వెనుక ముందాడేందుకు ప్రధాన కారణం ప్రభుత్వ అధికారుల నుండి ప్రభుత్వాల నుంచి లైసెన్సులు పొందట్లో ఇబ్బంది ఎదురవుతుంది. ఒక అప్లికేషన్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత ప్రభుత్వాధికారులే నిర్ణీత సమయానికి వాళ్ళే వచ్చి దాన్ని చూసి సర్టిఫికెట్ ఇవ్వడం జరగాలి, లేకుండా రైతు కొట్టుకునే ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఇది జరగనంత వరకు ఉంటాయి. రెండవ సమస్య ఏంటంటే, నేను కామారెడ్డి ప్రాంతంలో 20 ఏళ్ళ చెట్టు ఉంటే మధ్య ఆయన 300 ఎకరాల కోటే కట్టి, కాబట్టి తర్వాత నూనె తీసేది, నూనె తీసినాక పిప్పి కల్లోజు వాళ్ళు మంచి అది ఆ పిప్పిని విక్రయిస్తారు. నూనె వచ్చిన చందనం నుంచి దీన్ని వినియోగానికి పెట్టినప్పుడు ఎక్కువ ఆకుల నుండి ఏమైనా చూసే పద్ధతి స్వేదన పద్ధతి ఉన్నప్పుడు రైతుకు మరింత లాభం వస్తుంది.
ఎనీబడి? హలో, ఇంకెవరైనా మాట్లాడేవారు ఉన్నారా? ప్లీజ్ రేజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్. ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఇంకెవరైనా మాట్లాడేవారు? ప్లీజ్ రేజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్. రామన్ కుమార్.
Sir, very good evening, Sundarajan sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir, I have a question, sir. Sir, for example, I have planted this sandalwood, 5 sandalwood trees in a small farm, and after 10 years or 12 years, will all 5 trees, the sandalwood will be available in those, or after cutting? What I mean to say is, after 10 years, for example, I have planted 50 sandalwood trees in a farm. So after 10 years or 12 years or 15 years, if I cut the sandalwood tree, and I would be getting all sandalwoods in all trees, or there is a chance of getting in some trees and not getting in some other trees?
Sir, you will get hardwood in all the trees, but I don't think, some people are telling that you will get hardwood in 10 years. Okay, by sixth year onwards, the hardwood formation will come. But economically, the hardwood formation will be available only after about 12 years. Okay. Now, another question. So, to get a economically viable harvesting is about 12 or 15 years. Am I correct? Number one. Number two. Now, your question is whether we'll get all the 50 trees. See,
yes,
we
yes.
can say all 99% of trees will have hardwood. Sometimes, you know, sir, biological variations. Like in a family of 10, family of 10 children, all the children can't be same. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
So there will be little biological variation will be there. Okay, that you have to bear it, because in the biology, the concept of variation is always there. There may be some tree will be grow straight, and every tree will grow straight. Some the faster and some the response is nice. There will be 1% you have to keep the it may be weak or some weak. That option is.
Thank you. Thank you. Ashok Kumar garu. Please ask. Unmute yourself, please. Ashok Kumar garu.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir, for your great speech, sir. We feel as if we are reading a great poetry when you say that we have forgotten that trees are alive, and you reminded that we should not cut trees indiscriminately. We should not damage trees indiscriminately. It is a great thing, sir. We are fortunate enough to listen to your great words, sir. It seems you love trees very much. For us, it is a great opportunity to listen to your great words, sir. Thank you once again for reminding all the people that we have forgotten that trees are alive, trees have life. For this great opportunity, I am thankful to the organizers and you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
request, sir, one request from my side, sir. Sir?
Yeah, please, sir, please.
Sir, there is a YouTube video. The same concept was presented very nicely by myself. Okay. Growing sandalwood for hardwood. Okay. A little bit elaborate way it was made. Kindly spare little time to see that video. Number one. Number two, there is one more question from Navina. Shall I answer here or shall I answer privately? Sir, there is one question from Navina.
Please answer.
Whether sandalwood trees can be grown in empty land of our home by having suitable soil. What is meant by used land? Please explain me, sir. So this is very thing, and that's what when somebody asked, can we convert the rice land into a sandalwood tree? I said no, it is not, because rice is land when you feel that you can't support growing rice because of the water shortage. You can think alternative. Otherwise, if you get comfortable water, go with the rice cultivation. Now, empty land, very beautiful. Empty lands, wastelands where nothing is grown, you try to grow sandalwood. The important thing is pH. pH range of little bit 7 to 8.5, 9, you try to get it. If there is also very low pH, we can make little soil amendments in such a that sandalwood will grow nicely. That is number one answer for Nabina. Any soil, because I want to say India is its native place. Whole India is native place. Sandal is naturally grown from Kanyakumari district to, I think, other than Kashmir, you can get in almost all the states sandalwood. Even Assam sandalwood is there, Sikkim sandalwood is there. So it is grown naturally, I'm telling you. So whole India is its birthplace, its own native land. So anywhere you can grow sandalwood, number one. What is meant by used land? Used land means like what I said, if somebody is traditionally cultivating rice or sugarcane or some other land, that is used land. In that land, if there is no option of continuing the cultivation of same crop, you can think of cultivating other trees. When you think of other trees, the first choice is sandalwood, because as of now, it is the second most costliest wood in the world. So economically, no wood can compete with sandalwood. It is on second place. And you know, the very beauty of the sandalwood is this is the only wood sold in the market by weight. Will you agree, na, sir?
Yes, sir.
It will. And you know, any wood, if you make the powder, if you make the wood into powder, it will lose the value. Am I correct, sir? You
Yes,
take a teak wood, make the teak wood into powder, you lose the value. But you take sandalwood, make it to powder, it will increase the value.
Yes.
Correct, sir?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now, yeah, I have a question, sir. Actually, I'm just adding to the comment of Mr. Ashok Kumar, who was saying that how we should be taking care of trees and how you reminded us about it. And I heard some time ago that, you know, sandalwoods also they're keeping some microchips in the sandalwood. How is it possible? I mean, is it true? Is it possible? And I mean, how will it affect the tree by doing that? Will it be injurious to the tree?
No. And actually, sir, this is very good experiments are underway. Earlier, as you said, the chips are little bit bigger size. So we need to remove the bark little bit depth. Okay. Then we found that is not advisable method of wound in the tree and making the chip inserted in the tree. Okay, the research is going on. Now the chip is coming very fine, I mean, thin way. And within 2-3 years, I am telling that you will get a beautiful chip which can be fit on a tree without any injury to the tree. And it can detect the movement of the tree. Even somebody cut it and if somebody take it, it will tell where the wood is going. So the research is going on that line, sir. You will get very comfortable result very soon.
One more question, sir. I just wanted to know if is it possible also to make, because we only hear about sandalwood about for making oil and all that stuff like that, but never heard of furniture. Is it also used for furniture? Is it like and how good is it? Is it strong furniture? If you can make, it's just
yes, sir.
Question. Curiosity I'm asking.
Yes, sir. It is the best wood for carving. Okay, any kind of carving you can make use of. You can make by using sandalwood. Any carving, any kind of god. You go to Kaveri Emporium where traditionally people are selling this sandalwood handicrafts. Okay, it is one of the strong wood. Only thing is, our income won't be sufficient to support using sandalwood furniture. Okay.
Out of curiosity, I wanted to know.
Nice, sir. Nice, sir.
So one more thing, is it also this oil also has some medicinal properties? Does it also have some medicinal properties apart from pharmacy? Is it only used for perfumery?
Yes, sir. Sandalwood value depends upon mainly its sandalwood oil. Okay, sir. Except these handicraft items, the value is revolve around the sandalwood oil. It is having 99% medicinal property.
Okay.
It is mainly for medicinal.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
James. ఇంకెవరైనా మిత్రులు మాట్లాడేవారు? అశోక్ బాబు గారు ప్లీజ్. అశోక్ బాబు గారు. అశోక్ బాబు గారు.
That is numbering.
అశోక్ బాబు సార్. విశ్వనాథన్ గారు. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్ అన్ని. విశ్వనాథన్ గారు.
Hello.
Yeah, please. Yeah, sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Garu.
Sir, please.
Yeah. Can I have your email ID, sir?
Yes, sir. I will be.
No, I have posted it.
Okay. Sir, please share my email ID to all.
Yeah.
Any doubt related to sandalwood, I will be happy to answer. And I will support any way for any technical guidance to cultivate sandalwood in a healthy way.
Okay.
And, I will be happy to support it. Number one. That YouTube also, please see, sir. Please start loving trees, sir. They are the trees which we feel that they don't have life. Very pathetic. And I don't know, sir. Please start loving trees. You see, sir, one thing I want to tell you. In urban trees, most of the trees break in the middle, When cyclone and hurricane comes now recently in Mumbai also I have seen most of the trees break in the middle, That middle region we will cut this side and that side. That big wound through that we won't bother. There will be entry of the decay fungi, insect growth. They completely eat the heartwood, that region, sir. So now the 10 feet high wound, that area totally inside, nothing will be there. So when the wind little bit force will come, it will break that area.
Sir, basically I'm an engineer, geotechnical engineer. Basically I'm a geotechnical engineer. I have a knowledge over the soils and all about the construction.
Sir.
So I have some doubts, sir. I'll pass through email to you.
Please, sir. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vishnunath garu. Manoj Reddy garu.
You can ask them to see it.
I told them.
Manoj Reddy garu, please. Yeah, Manoj Reddy. Swati Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Swati Mishra, please, ma'am.
Sir, I'm with Dr. Sundaraj only.
Yeah.
We have been having side chat and he talked like throughout my entire PhD guidance, he's been informing me about sandalwood preservation and how we should grow more of hardwood. I don't even come from forestry background, but in the past 7 months, I have learned a lot from him about it. And I think I have lots of my questions answered through my guide. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Manoj Reddy garu. Manoj Reddy garu.
సార్ అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి.
Yeah, please.
మా గురువు గారు పెద్దలు పురుషోత్తమరావు గారికి నమస్కారాలు తెలుపుకుంటూ రియలీ వెరీ బ్యూటిఫుల్ సెషన్ సార్ బై యూ అండ్ వీఆర్ రియలీ ఆనర్డ్ బై యువర్ ఆల్ about the agriculture, and the whole world is screaming about global warming and all that now. And in this present scenario, what's going on around, this is, of course, this is one of the solution for that, what I feel is personally. So really today the our prime minister also spoken about farmers and whatever the schemes he is going to do that and all that. But and of course Srigandham and all this is most useful for us because the most pious and very great pilgrimage Tirupati is in South India. We should be very proud about, and by this farming we can, of course, this is the farming where the farmer should have the patiently and with patience he can go ahead for that. And I sincerely thank Ramanna for presenting you to all of us in such a good evening. And we have to go much ahead. And I pray God to give much strength to our Ramanna to go ahead to held up such sort of meetings which is useful in this scenario. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manoj Reddy garu. Thank you. Now, Uma Meshwar Reddy garu.
Sir, just a minute.
Yeah, ma'am.
In the chat, I have shared link to Dr. Sundaraj's YouTube video on growing sandalwood and hardwood. So everyone, please check it out.
Okay.
Sir, one more confidence I want to give to all the eminent people. Now, sir, recently there is a proposal. I mean, we are asked to give our opinion on allowing import of sandalwood from Australia. Okay. Now our demand is more. Even our internal demand within our country is more. We are unable to meet our own requirement. So there is that's a proposal to allow import of sandalwood from Australia. So we are asked to give our opinion. We are totally against that. We are given comment that no sandalwood from other countries should be permitted to import our country. It will affect the earning potential of our farmer. So that option is already there. We won't allow any import of any wood from sandalwood from other countries. So any farmer can grow sandalwood with full. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. ఇంకా ఎవరైనా మిత్రులు మాట్లాడేది? ఉమామేశ్వర రెడ్డి గారు మాట్లాడండి ప్లీజ్. ఉమామేశ్వర రెడ్డి.
సార్ తెలంగాణ జనవేదిక కన్వీనర్ గారు రామన్నకి, సభా అధ్యక్షులు గారికి, శివాకర్ గారికి నమస్కరిస్తూ ఇతర సభ్యులకి. సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్. డాక్టర్ సుందర్ రాజ్ గారు.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, it's very honored to speak to you, sir. ఈ శ్రీగంధం చెట్లు, టీక్ చెట్టు ఇవి మనము పెంచడానికి మనకేం పెద్ద ఎకరాల భూమి అవసరం ఉండదు. ఎక్కడైతే మనకి సాయిల్ మంచిగా పెరుగుతుందో, అంటే మన ఇంట్లో పెరట్లలో లేకుంటే మనకి ఏదైనా కుళ్ళ స్థలం ఉన్నా కానీ మనం వేసుకోవచ్చు. I support, I'm agreed by Professor Garu what he has said. దీని కొరకు మనం ఎకరాల కొద్దేసి మనం ఉన్న వరి పంటని పత్తి పంటని ఆపుకొని ఏమి వేయవసరం లేదు. దాని దీన్ని ఎట్లా వేయాలంటే మనము ఇప్పుడు మన పిల్లల కొరకు ఒక ఎల్ఐసిఓ లేకుంటే ఎల్ఐసి బాండో లేకుంటే ఒక బ్యాంక్ లో పైసలు వేసినట్టు ఈ మొక్క ఒక 5-10 మొక్కల్ని పెంచి ఇంటి పెరట్లన్నా ఇంకెక్కడన్నా పెంచి పెడితే అవి పెద్దగైన కొద్ది మన జనరేషన్ కాకుండా నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్ కి మనం ఇచ్చినట్టు. ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా అంటే ఇంట్లో తాత ఉన్నాడంటే మన వాళ్ళ కొరకు వేయాలి, తండ్రి అంటే పిల్లల కొరకు అన్నట్టు. అట్లా కానీ ఇయ్యాల పెంచేసి 3 నెలలుగా కట్ చేసి పనిచేద్దాము అన్నట్టు శ్రీగంధం చెట్లు కింద పెంచొద్దు మనము. ఇంకోటి ఇప్పుడు మనం హైదరాబాద్ టు వరంగల్ వస్తుంటే ప్రతి దగ్గర ప్లాటింగ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఒకటే అంటారు, 10 శ్రీగంధం చెట్లు 10 టీక్ చెట్లు ప్రతి ప్లాట్ లో వేసిస్తున్నామని. వీటి డిమాండ్ అంత ఉన్నది. అందరం ఈ విధంగా ఆలోచిస్తే చాలా బాగుంటుందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. నాకు
థ్యాంక్ యూ ఉమామేశ్వర రెడ్డి గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఈ
ఔషధ మొక్కల గురించి వీటిని ఎట్లా పెంచాలా, వీటి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏంటి అన్నది మాకు అంటే 10 ఏళ్ల ముందే సార్ పురుషోత్తమరావు సార్ చెప్పేటవారు. సార్ పివి నరసింహారావు ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఔషధ మొక్కలు పెంచాలి, దాంట్లో ఈ గంధం చెట్లు కూడా ఉన్నాయి సార్. వాటి గురించి పురుషోత్తమరావు సార్ చాలా చెప్పేటాయన. ఆయన వరంగల్ చాలా దీని గురించి పనిచేసిన అని చెప్పారు. బహుశా రామన్నకు ఐడియా ఉండే ఉంటది. ఇవాళ ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకున్నందుకు చాలా బాగా అనిపిస్తుంది సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ఉమామేశ్వర రెడ్డి గారు. ఇంకెవరైనా మిత్రుడు మాట్లాడేది వాళ్ళు? విజు శ్యామ్ సార్ ప్లీజ్ మాట్లాడండి.
నమస్తే సార్. నమస్కారం
శ్యామ్. ప్లీజ్ అబ్బా అరే గుర్తుపడతలేండి. ఓకే ఓకే.
అందరికి నమస్కారం. నమస్కారం. డౌట్ ఉన్నది, రాసుకుంటే సార్?
Sir, please, once again, you are asking, once again, your question, please, repeat.
Professor, sir. Hello?
Shyam, me idea, kodda problem unnadi, kodda.
Speak clearly, Shyamji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Please.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, right.
Sir, this body can be diseases? Could be this.
No problem.
Voice is breaking, sir.
Hello.
No, please, sir.
Are you getting me?
The voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Applying to body this powder, coronavirus.
Which is sandalwood powder?
Yeah, it is anybody's game now. Anybody can cure corona.
Okay.
No, that is all nonsense. Don't go by that. Nagabhushan sir will answer your question. Okay, sir.
Sir.
Antibacterial, right?
If we all take it later, corona won't come to us.
Those people apply this sort of thing.
Sham, మీ ఆడియో ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది, వినబడట్లేదు.
You can send a by chat also.
Yeah, you can put in chat. So Sham, you can put it in chat.
Sir, yes.
Thank you, Sham. Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Krantikumar's ఎవరో మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు.
Kranti Kumar.
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for again giving me this opportunity. As I had mentioned before, sir, it was really nice listening to you.
Thank you, sir.
This is a technical topic, as well as this actually gives an ray of hope for the farmers, because even though the time taken for this to cultivate and become economically viable is 7 to 10 years, maybe this could be implemented as part of agroforestry, because as apart from the crops which are cultivated in the land, this could also be used as a kind of border crop, border plantation, and definitely which will have economic viability, because this is very costly. So I'm not sure of the rate, but then I believe this is very costly. So in this sense, this would be really helpful for the farmers. So from your end, sir, what could be the steps taken by government to motivate the farmers? Because as apart from some stretches in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, no one is aware of this, or maybe no one is aware of how to actually get these saplings and go ahead with the cultivation. Because in fact, the agriculture department of extension officers posted in particular areas, even they are not aware. So they are not in a position to guide the farmers to go ahead with this cultivation. So what could be the steps taken to propagate the knowledge about this cultivation across the length and breadth of the country, or maybe the areas where the cultivation is viable?
Okay. Sir, the number one, Karnataka government, as far as my knowledge is concerned, they are taking proactive role, in the sense that they are giving, they are producing standard seedlings in large scale and selling at the rate of 3 rupees in the subsidized rate to the farmer. So that is taken care of. In Telangana, to my knowledge, last year you are a director in the Directorate of Horticulture, and some 23 people is stopped came to our institute for a training of 1 week with the purpose of training others. So I think that is also Telangana government is also taking every care of training the people and promoting sandalwood. You please talk to some Reddy has come, Director of Horticulture.
Okay, sir.
Under his leadership, some 23 people came. They had a training of 1 week, and they are also now well aware of the procedure of cultivating sandalwood. That is
And sir, one other thing, do you actually provide some kind of training for individuals at your place?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, our institute conducts training almost 4 to 5 trainings every year. Actually, this time because of the pandemic, COVID, we are unable to confirm our program. But still, we hope by September it will come down, and October, November there will be training on sandalwood.
Yes,
and whoever interested can send an email to me. I'll keep a database of you all. When we confirm the date, I will send you the details.
Yes, sir. Also, could you please suggest some literature which we can go through to get some deeper understanding of this?
Yes, sure. You please send an email with all your.
Yes, sir. Sure, definitely, sir. Thank you so much, sir, and
Thank you,
Ramu
Kranti.
sir, for
Thank you.
giving this opportunity. Right, sir.
Thank you,
so
Ram.
much. Yeah.
Thank you, Kranti. Thank you. Telangana Jana Vedika Zoom online meeting విచ్చేసినటువంటి డాక్టర్ నా ఉద్దేశంలో
And
డాక్టర్
sir,
గారు ప్రొఫెసర్
Srinivas sir,
సుందరరాజన్
I just have a couple of words.
ప్లీజ్
Because I was speaking to Sundar sir, so the things which I wanted to say, I didn't conclude, in fact. So Ramu sir, really nice of you that you have taken this topic, because on the face of it, this might sound a bit out of track from our regular topics which we take up with respect, basing on our agenda. But in fact, our agenda is to help the farmers to take up agriculture and to to throw the spotlight on the agriculture and bring back agriculture and farmers in the limelight. So in line with that policy of ours, we have taken this topic. So there is an alignment between the topic.
మ్యూటెన్ సార్
Thank you so much for taking up this nice topic, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kranti.
Yeah. I profoundly thank Dr. Sundarraj for giving his valuable time And also thanks Swati Mishra for putting him on to us and James. But for you, this session would have not taken place at a very short notice. You have organized this. I'm very thankful to you. At Telangana Jana Vedika, as I said in the beginning, we not only are enlightening people, but also we are discussing policy matters, how people can be empowered or educated, or even we can, how a politician should be. This is what we have been doing in the past 6 years. So now, this is the first session, a technical session. Earlier we had 2 sessions, but this one is purely a technical session, only related to agriculture. So the government of India, while saying that they want to double up the income of the farmers, they have not framed any policy so far. While I was discussing with Swati and James, I thought this sandalwood is the biggest boon for an agriculturist or a farmer to raise his income. That is why we have taken up this session. It was a very nice session. Thank you very much. And I'll hand it over to Srinivas sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Telangana Jana Vedika Zoom online meeting ku vichesi మన దేశంలో చంద్రం సాగు కల్పకు ప్రత్యామ్నాయము వినియోగము విశిష్టత అనేటువంటి అంశం మీద డాక్టర్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్ సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ బెంగళూరు గారు వారు కీలక ఉపన్యాసం ఇచ్చారు. వాళ్ళు చాలా విషయాలు అంటే ఈ యొక్క ఫుడ్ అంటే శాండల్ గురించి చాలా విషయాలు చెప్పారు. ముఖ్యంగా దేశం లోపల చందనం నర్సరీలను చందనం సాగు ప్రభుత్వాలు ప్రోత్సహిస్తున్నాయి అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని చెప్తూనే చందనం సాగు అనేటువంటిది రాష్ట్ర అధికార పరిధిలోకి వస్తుంది. ఇవి రాష్ట్రాలే అధికారం ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి వారే అనుమతులు తీసుకోవాలి. ఏమైనా చెట్లు పెంచాలన్నా కట్ చేయాలన్నా లేదా ఎగుమతి చేయాలన్నా ఈ యొక్క రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వాల అనుమతి తీసుకోవాలనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని చెప్తూనే వారు ఎక్కడైతే ఉత్పత్తి తక్కువ ఉంటుందో డిమాండ్ అనేటువంటిది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. అదేవిధంగా ఈ దేశం లోపల 2017 సంవత్సరంలో 10 గ్రాముల శాండల్వుడ్ అప్పుడు 3,000 రూపాయలు ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు 2020 వచ్చేసరికి 7,500 రూపాయలుగా ఉందనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని డాక్టర్ సుందర్ రాజన్ గారు చాలా స్పష్టంగా చెప్పారు. ఈ యొక్క చందనం అనేటువంటిది ఆయుర్వేదము ఇతర మందుల తయారీ లోపల సుగంధ గంధాలకు కూడా ఉపయోగిస్తారు అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని చెప్తూనే చందనం గంధంతో పాటు ఇతర చెట్లు కూడా సమానమే అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని చెప్పుకుంటూనే ఈ దేశంలో చందనం అనేటువంటి 90% తమిళనాడు మరియు కర్ణాటక ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రాల నుండి ఎగుమతి అవుతుంది అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని వారు చెప్పుకుంటూనే ప్రకృతిని అందరం కాపాడాలి, దీన్ని ఒక చిన్న పిల్లల్లాగా ఈ చెట్టును పెంచాలి, మన పిల్లలలాగా పెంచుతాము అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని చెప్తూనే బయోడైవర్సిటీ జీవ వైద్యాన్ని కూడా పెంపొందించుకోవాలనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి ధన్యవాదాలు. అలాగే ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొన్నటువంటి జనవేదిక మిత్రులందరికీ పేరు పేరున ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ ఈనాటి ఈ కార్యక్రమం ఇంతటితో ముగిస్తున్నాం. వచ్చే ఆదివారం ఇంకో ఒక అంశం మీద మళ్ళీ కలుస్తామని తెలియజేసుకుంటూ అందరికీ శుభాకాంక్షలు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ సెలవు తీసుకుంటాం. అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Suradharaj.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all for the patient hearing and
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Manoj, thank you.
Thank you. Varna.